Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas to all our listeners out there. We're in a very celebratory mood. We're in a merry mood.
Merry mood, but not without
Songs
song,
of champions,
bro.
songs of champions.
Not without song, bro. For all my listeners, I didn't authorize that song. We didn't authorize that song.
Yes, welcome to the second episode of the CrossAndNod Podcast. Merry Christmas to all our sport listeners out there, especially Manchester United fans. Songs of champions.
Merry Christmas to everybody, regardless of who you support.
Sure.
I'm spreading Christmas love. Christmas
Yes,
is back, my guy.
Spirit of giving. It's the spirit of giving.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So this week club football it's been a wild week, my guy. Like World Cup football, the final.
Yeah, quick
Mbappe's
transition.
masterclass, straight to club football and FPL bands right now.
Just want to say, shout out to all the people that came on our space to react to the World Cup win.
Yeah, that was the live.
Yeah, it was a very interactive session.
Yeah, so, Edmond, shout out to Edmond.
On that space and you're listening to this podcast, just mention us. We have something for you. If you're on that space and you're listening to this podcast episode right now, just mention us
Christmas love.
Mention us on Twitter, man. Christmas episode. We're here because of FPL, to be honest. We should be out celebrating Christmas and partying. We're here to give you guys FPL.
We're doing this for you, Yep. FPL season is back.
Dedicated, to get you guys ready for your FPL, because this is tough times. We're scrambling right now.
Yeah, bro. So I guess we just talk about our draft. I know I have my draft. OG, yep. I have my draft. Caesar also has his draft.
I'll speak more so my mentality of picking teams, because it's not necessarily that you just follow our draft. You might not even agree with what we pick.
Yeah,
I'll just
sure.
let you know my strategy behind why I picked this, what I look at before I even make these choices, due to it's a wild card. You need to be very careful.
Sure. You need to be strategic as always.
To be strategic. I think people just go at random sometimes. That's if you just start playing, you probably are not that preemptive with your decisions, but you need to really look ahead. So first off, let me get into my own first. Before I even get into my team, my strategy and mindset was I didn't want to, use the World Cup to really downplay the past 14 games that I've already seen.
Yeah, some players have been on form in the World Cup. Can they transfer that form to FPL?
I didn't really look at the World Cup. I just looked at the last 14 games, and availability of the players. I picked it like the World Cup didn't happen. First and foremost, before I now started thinking of, who is available due to the World Cup. And even though my team, I didn't really pick a team for, with this
for
draft.
The next few weeks.
Yeah, it's for the next week. It's not for the next game. It's not for Boxing Day. In terms of the whole team, So, because my starting lineup is not figured out yet. You feel me? So, I went for my must-haves first. That's the strategy I use. I feel that's the best way to build your team, to be honest, on a wild card. Pick the players that you are like, I cannot do without.
You must have them.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot do without. Those are the players I targeted. So I went for Haaland, obviously.
Haaland, KDB.
Haaland is a must-have. I feel like that should be a must-have for everybody, regardless of whatever strategy you even have.
After his goal
strong
yesterday,
with the forward, strong with the midfield, whatever your strategy, whether you are a striker person, a defensive person, because some people they load up on their defense and that's where they try and get most of their points. So whatever your strategy, Haaland is a must-have regardless. I think that doesn't even need to be said.
Definitely.
My other must-haves was Trippier.
Okay.
I felt I had to add Trippier. Someone that does not really look like a must-have, but to me is Andreas. He's such a budget enabler, and He's just a
and he
very
gets
good asset.
points. Yeah,
61 points so far. Very good asset. 4.6. Like, I just had to have him, to be honest. It made it easier for me to make some certain decisions. So let me just call my full team now. Pope, Trippier, Cucurella, Shaw. My thinking there with Shaw, I just swapped him for Dalot.
I think Dalot is injured or something.
Not really though, but Dalot will probably play even if he doesn't play the Forest game, he'll probably play the Wolves game. But I feel like I just want in on that United defense, starting from the Forest.
So
I'm like, okay, let me go Shaw. I can always make a swap to Dalot. So then Saka, I feel like Saka is the most dangerous Arsenal asset. And this is one of those decisions where the World Cup influenced my decision a bit.
Because Saka was balling stupid in the World Cup.
He carried the form of the league to the World Cup, and I believe he'll come back to the league. Even with Jesus, I feel like more goals would come from Saka. But basically, any of those Arsenal assets are a goal, to be honest.
Yeah. They are league leaders. You have to have an Arsenal asset at this point.
Then KDB, Rashford, Almiron, Andreas, like I mentioned earlier. Then, who else? Edward, Ivan Toney. Thing about Edward there, me and Edward have this special relationship where
why not? Why not Zaha? Zaha looks like, because he scored 2 goals in Palace's last friendly game.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah. Zaha and I never really go well, unlike Edward Edward. And that's another thing about FPL. I really do go with those things. Like what really works.
Tested and trusted players.
Even though I know this player is good and like it might work for another person, but for me personally, I just ward off certain players. Because the same thing keeps happening. When I jump on them that they let me down. I don't want to second guess myself really. I like to stick to a decision and just go with it. So Edward never failed me. He would use at least 3 games in my team. Even if he blanks, I'll still keep him and see what happens.
Because eventually.
Yeah, then Tony, Haaland,
no Kane,
Ben White.
No Kane. Yeah, that's very dangerous, my guy. Yeah. Okay, nice one. I love the team setup, though. I like, Arsenal player getting an Arsenal outlet. There shows like attention to detail.
Yeah, I feel like my only
as a Man U fan,
I just feel Rashford is just. Rashford is a great to have right now. He's the best attacker.
But no Trossard in that lineup.
No Trossard either.
Okay, but
Trossard is
I feel like Southampton away
without him, without Trossard so far. And like Andreas to me is better because he's so much more cheaper. And I prefer Rashford, and I prefer Almiron, and I prefer Saka, and I prefer KDB. So it's like it's between Trossard and Andreas, and Andreas is way cheaper.
You just go with your preferences. You don't even want to send any stats or nothing.
My preferences go along with stats as well too. Like I said, Rashford, dangerous player. United at home. Rashford is one of the best FPL targets at home for the last 5 home games. Almiron, we already know his form. KDB, we know his form. Saka, same thing with the
old wicked KDB crosses.
Haaland, Tony, all these guys are proven. Ben White, Trippier. The only one I can consider a risk, to be honest, in my team is Cucurella. I feel like that.
But yeah, you didn't mention Cancelo.
I don't have Cancelo.
I
don't have Cancelo.
Alright, nice one. I'm excited for the league to resume. No Cancelo in your team, no Kane. Nice one.
This might not necessarily be my team come Boxing Day, but this is just my
draft right now. Yeah. So what about your bench? Like, who is the person you are looking to on the bench in case you need a substitution or something? Or you didn't really think of your bench?
No, I did, but I don't see any player that I don't think won't start. But any of my bench, any of them I'm actually fine with, whether Kyle Walker, Ben White, or Andreas.
Okay.
I'm actually fine with any of them coming on.
So that's a 3-4-3 formation.
Yeah.
Alan, Kane, Edward up front. Yeah.
I'm even having a tough decision with like the White and Walker, like who to even start between my defenders, between the 5 defenders. At some point, I had Trippier on the bench. Then I'm like, this doesn't look wise.
As it You know the
And
overwise.
the thing is, when I just saw that Madison wasn't fit, was when I brought Trippier back. So like starting like,
Okay.
I'm not yet sure, based on everybody's fitness before I pick up starting 11. But this is likely my squad for the season.
That's so. I fuck with it though. Just like
you don't need to fuck with it now. You're still playing catch up with me now. Even if you don't fuck with it, I'm on.
It's not too far for for the listeners out there. Like, I'm a Ronaldo fan, so this year has been tough for me, football wise. So like that's why I play catch up in the league. But I'm back. I'm full of energy, bro. I swear.
You don't blame Ronaldo for anything. You don't blame Ronaldo for me topping you again. I don't die.
Oh, me and Ronaldo really go through hard times, my guy.
Yeah, me and I they even go through the real hard times. I'm really Man U fan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, now make I discuss my teams, So yeah, to be honest, I thought about like World Cup form, and like and the matches I watched the Carabao matches yesterday too. So I saw KDB swinging in crosses left and right. It wasn't in my draft before, but
I was worried about him. I went for Salah instead. But then
I watched yesterday's match.
But then because he was poor in the World Cup, KDB.
KDB was poor, too poor, but it doesn't look. He actually looks like that didn't even happen, man. Like he looks in prime form. Yeah. Haaland definitely. At the back, I have Shaw, I have Cancelo and Trippier. I wanted to go for Dalot, but I saw the notification, something about hamstring, and I wasn't quite sure based on World Cup. Saying ball for World Cup for Portugal, so I just went with Shaw. In the middle of the park, I have Rashford, definitely, Trossard, Andreas, Almiron, and De Bruyne. So like up top, Haaland and Kane, I have like firepower up top, man. Like, like if Tottenham is doing anything right now, at least pre-World Cup, it was flowing through Kane. So that's my thinking, like, man, I need all the points I can get. And on the bench, I have Shaw and Ben White, My keeper, Greenwood, the guy who play anything now. I just 4.2 minutes for Leeds. I just did that position, say or more. I don't really need you, man. I swear. So the only problem with this my draft, and the reason is I need an Arsenal attacking outlet. I need an Arsenal attacking outlet.
That's where that Trossard decision comes. Is it Trossard or Martinelli, for example?
Or Martinelli, for example, that kind of thing. Then I was also thinking, my keeper, I have Ramsdale in there right now as my keeper.
I think Ramsdale is definitely one of the better keepers to have, top 3 for sure. Value for money, form, everything.
I've been seeing Kepa's. I think Chelsea have a very good run of fixtures.
Yeah, but Kepa is Boxing Day.
Yeah, I've been seeing Kepa on like a lot of drafts though. I'm not sure about his injury, whatever. But I've been seeing Kepa on a lot of drafts. So
I think this, next couple days, Christmas Eve and Christmas, we should drop this on Christmas Day for you guys. I think we'd have heard more information in terms of training and who's up to like press conferences.
Up to the task. Yeah. But for our listeners, I mean, like everybody has their preferences and all that, but you really can't go wrong with KDB, Haaland, probably Rashford right now. Those are the guys that look in prime form.
Do you have anybody that you are scouting? Because I have some people on my scout list. Do you have anybody on your scout list?
Yeah. I'm still checking. I mentioned Zaha to you.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about Zaha. Then I'm thinking of James. I'm watching whether it's training.
Yeah. It's one I'm scared not to have.
Yeah, I'm thinking, is it training? Is it going to play? Is it not? Yeah, and then,
training, I know that for a fact.
Okay. The thing is, I hate to say it far, but like I'm thinking of Darwin because Liverpool have to score in some way, bro. I'm not an advocate of Darwin.
Kane, Haaland would be a lot of money for you. You can't have KDB with that.
Yeah. I'm definitely not selling Kane anyways. So, Then I'm also thinking of Odegaard. I have him on my radar.
Any of those Arsenal guys, Odegaard, Saka,
Saka,
Martinelli is a goal.
Yeah, that guy.
You can have double, you can have both.
I've seen a few things with Kulusevski too, but I'm not really sure of his form right now. You
It's
just
someone
notice
that
how.
I'm alright for him to score 2 goals. I won't be so pained. I know most people won't have him.
Yeah. But yeah, what about Son in next Son?
Never.
Using your thoughts.
Too expensive. Never. I don't think I'll have Son this season at all. I've not had him so far. And I was never the Son guy, even when Son was at his highest.
I was a Son guy at Son's highest too. I can't lie. It was always my first draft ahead of Salah then because it was like a differential. Too many people didn't fuck with him like that, even though he was performing like he just said. So I had Son a lot. But yeah. I think we've covered it. What about Foden? Are you thinking Foden,
Yeah.
Mahrez? Mahrez played well yesterday against Liverpool. His goal was class, yeah.
Yeah, Mahrez is he's never an FPL asset for me, ever. Because Mahrez is not a player I can put in my team and go with the rest of mine. Yep, I'm good.
Yeah, it's one of them ones, like, you're not even sure it's going to start.
I think that's another thing about the people that I have in my team, like, their mainstays in their team. Yeah. Their mainstays, they are people that play, they are people that start every single player that I have. I just feel that's very important for me. That works for me. That's like in my FPL Bible.
Caesar's FPL Bible. Bro. 90 minutes is key for your asset.
Players I'm looking at Maddison, but I think it's a doubt. I'm looking at him. To be honest, I'm trying to look at Nketiah, Bruno, Che Adams. You know, these are players I'm looking at.
Nketiah based on Jesus' injury,
Yeah. He's the one that will be there. He could score goals. Martial is another one I'm looking at.
Yeah, I feel you. But nobody's even talking about our World Cup winning goalkeeper, Emi Martinez.
He's not even back, so he's definitely not playing.
Yeah, definitely. But is it like, are you thinking, in the long term?
I think my keeper position I'm good. Keeper is not something I really.
Who's your backup keeper? Pope and Ward. Okay.
Yeah. I pick a keeper and I forget it for the season unless something happens. That's usually how I operate. Pick a keeper and that's it for the season.
Yeah. So what's up?
And Martinez has already said he's not coming back to you next year. So
that guy, anything he sees, his club made it just do it right now because nobody changing his mind right now about shit.
I think he might be back for the Wolves game.
Yeah, eventually.
That would be a good game though, at home to Wolves.
I checked the table yesterday, bro. Southampton Wolves at the bottom. I'm like, how did we get here?
But in terms of going down, who do you think is going down? Just looking so far.
But I think this might be the year for Southampton.
I think Ralph still there. Hasn't Ralph gone or something?
Yeah, Ralph is still there, bro. I think Ralph is still there now. Like, they've been escaping for a long time. So this might be their season. I think Forest are gonna go down too. Yeah. So that's it.
I think Forest is certain. I think Forest are going down. To be honest, I think Bournemouth are going down too.
Yeah.
Yeah, then maybe it's just Southampton and Everton flip of the coin.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Between those two. Let's see how it goes. Merry Christmas to you guys out there. Boxing Day. It's going to be
an entertaining fixture. Captain Pick, so let's give our listeners one free Christmas gift. No big gift anyway, but you should be captaining Haaland.
Yeah, I was about to say
that's a non-issue. That's why we're doing brave.
You might want to be brave though and say, let me go Salah, let me go KDB. Yeah. But it's between those three. I will say this though, if you are brave, you have balls, Captain Bruno.
Bruno too. I'm thinking of a way to get him in my draft, but it's expensive, man.
Too expensive.
Yeah. But I think Rashford might be a good differential captain pick if you roll like that. Rashford against Forest.
I don't go by fandom. This is the FPL. I don't play that. that really kills me.
Yeah.
For real. And sometimes it helps. And sometimes it helps. But like, it kills me too. Because you know more about your team, so you can know when a player is about to pick form or something. Ooh, I think Dave is here to give us his own team. Nice.
Yeah, make this conversation.
Yeah, we're just flying in. Dave has been celebrating with the Argentinians, arriving late from the World Cup.
Yeah, I couldn't put too many Arsenal players in. You know, if I had that like liberty to include more than
3
Arsenal players, I'd probably have my 11 Arsenal players in my team.
You go so far.
Oh yeah, now put them now.
My goalkeeper is Ramsdale. Arsenal has been keeping clean sheets recently, at least way more recently than before. So I had Ramsdale even before the World Cup started. So there's no reason to change.
Yeah, at all.
You know, sticking with him.
Nice one.
Then Alexander-Arnold, Trippier, and Nico Williams are my defenders.
Interesting.
The reason Arnold is my defender this season because I typically don't go big with defenders, but Arnold has taught me over the past 3-4 seasons that he's definitely going to be among one of the highest returning players in the league.
Yeah.
Now with Liverpool's form for me, Sha.
No, I won't lie, that's a solid take because it's like the same thing with people buying Salah right now. Like at the end of the season, Arnold would be one of the top, you know.
Yeah, true, Sha. There's not good to him.
Attacking trends.
Let's go.
Yeah, so as you well know, my two star boys that were underutilized at the World Cup, they're going to come back firing. Saka and Martinelli.
Okay.
Let's do this, boys.
Wait, who's your Arsenal? Okay,
I have Son.
Yeah, my goalkeeper is Son.
Wow.
I have Son and I have Bernardo Silva.
Nice. I like that Bernardo shout.
Mad.
Bernardo Silva because he typically always starts for City.
To be honest.
And he's on the cheaper side, you know, compared to the other City midfielders. So, and of course, anyone in City's midfield can always pop anytime. Fancy.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I've got Son, and then definitely I have Haaland in front. I'm still thinking of replacement for what's the name? For Jesus. Yeah, I need a replacement for Jesus. I'm thinking Rashford or Foden.
But Rashford and Foden are midfielders though. Jesus is a striker.
Yeah,
yeah, so I'll then replace
the money.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll bring in maybe Rashford and Foden for the last option on my midfield was Luis Diaz. Of course, he has been injured for a while. So bring in Rashford and Foden for Diaz and then put Callum Wilson up front.
So that Callum Wilson actually be a very good shout.
Yeah, he scored in the last game and he has been impressive this season.
Yeah, he might actually be.
So, and of course, Captain Pick rather.
Haaland.
Yeah, man, Haaland for sure.
Winter wonder Haaland.
Not so, man. That's so.
That boy is on fire, bro.
Yeah, man.
Your team has a different twist to it, sure.
Yeah, man, your team is like.
I said, my team, I know this team also, like, I like your own.
Similar as a guy.
Your own
different.
A very good differential team. Yeah.
So, nice one, guys. As David's team.
We tried for you guys. It's Christmas Day, or it's Christmas Day, and we're here, you know. Giving you guys FPL tips.
Yeah,
thank you for
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Don't forget
Remember,
to set your FPL team.
Yes.
Deadline on Monday, man.
We're going to post our league, so you guys can join our league to, you know, compete with us. You can do that. And also, do not forget, if you're on that space, just mention us on our Twitter handle, which is @CrossAndNod, right?
Yeah, CrossAndNod_FT.
CrossAndNod FT.
Yes, CrossAndNod.
Yeah,
FT. Just mention us if you're on that space that we hosted after the World Cup.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. And you know, if you've got some good draft, you know, hit us up.
Yeah, we'll post our ours on the internet anyway, so you can just reply to it.
Yeah.
We'll post ours on Christmas Day, this current team. Because I VC changer.
Looking forward to Mad Boxing Day football, yeah.
I am also excited.
Now, CrossAndNod FT now, right?
Yeah, CrossAndNod FT, no underscore, yeah.
Why you said underscore FT?
Bro, FPL on my mind, man. FPL on my mind, guys. I need palpitate because my reputation is really down right now, man. I need to work hard.
Sure, you know, go to that entire sequence again now. Makes Caesar cut off all this part.
I will clean up, no worry. I'll clean up.
Yeah. So guys, hit us up, CrossAndNod on that.
I'm keeping everything.
I swear.
I'm keeping everything.
Caesar, I swear. Guys, I swear, I love you guys, please.
I love you.
Hit us up at CrossAndNod FT, you know. Let us see your draft. We'll post up our draft and, you know, let's catch the Boxing Day action together, man. Live. Yeah. Merry Christmas to everybody. Yeah. Love, man. Love.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.